Okay, as you can see here, I have some potatoes boiling, you know. Let's have some potatoes boiling, okay. I'm pretty sure everybody knows how to boil potatoes. I'm sorry if I'm a bit quiet. It's because my neighbors are a bit sensitive to sound. Anyway, in my pressure cooker here, all I did was put in my ribs, yeah, on a small tray so that they would steam. I've already heard the first bit of steam come up, so I've started to time 15 minutes. Okay, that is the most recommended time I've seen on YouTube for pressure cooking ribs. Also a bit unorthodox, I put 2 turkey wings on top because I had them in the fridge and they had to be cooked. Yeah? So the only downside is maybe some fat might drip down from the turkey wings onto the ribs, which doesn't bother me. Yeah. Of course, you don't have to do that. You just put in the ribs. Okay, this is my my dip. Not my dip. This is my not. This is my substitute for barbecue sauce. I just used honey, soya sauce, minced garlic, and finally grated ginger. Oh, and I will add also a bit of vinegar. I've got some balsamic vinegar, which will be okay. You know, other recipes always say to use barbecue sauce, which I don't have, and I'm be bothered to go buy any. I've got all these ingredients, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to mix this up nicely. And once the ribs are actually right now on my cooling down rack, so they're going to cool down to a pressure where I can open it. Obviously potatoes are still boiling and are quite hard. You know, I put in a pinch of salt in the water. I guess I don't have to tell you guys that. You know, you boil potatoes, add salt to make them less hard. Hello, just an interval. I'm sorry I did not introduce myself earlier. I was meaning to do this. It's my first cooking video today. Somehow I was very prepped up for it, very ready. I went out to a bar, very selfish of me. I had about 7 pints and a shot of tequila and a shot of vodka. And before that I had a bottle of sparkling white wine. What I'm doing here is just one way of doing ribs with a pressure cooker. I've seen lots of reviews on YouTube, or reviews, tutorials, even ones where you submerge them in the pressure cooker with apple juice and cider. This is my first one, so I just decided to use this water and put a bit of salt on the ribs first. So the ribs right now are in the settling stage. When you take the pressure cooker off the gas, and there's still some pressure in the cooker, so that they're still cooking really. You cook them for 15 minutes, and then you let it settle for 15 minutes longer, which basically means they cook for half an hour really, think about it. Yeah, so I'm guessing they'll come out nicely. I did take off the membrane on the back side of the ribs. I did not show that. I did it really quickly when I got back. Yeah. before I put them in the pressure cooker. Yeah, but I've showed you my so-called barbecue thing. It's not barbecue really, but obviously if you want to taste like barbecue, you can use that. But I used the honey and the soya sauce and the grated ginger and the minced garlic. Yeah, and also added balsamic vinegar. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that'll come out quite nicely. When that is put on the ribs and I put in the oven, that should quite naturally kind of like cure onto the ribs in the grill. You know, like everyone says, you shouldn't put it on the ribs when you put it in the pressure cooker, because the pressure of the water is just going to add water to the sauce, which makes it very runny, which means it will basically drip off to the bottom of the pressure cooker. So you'll basically, it's not a very efficient way of seasoning your ribs. Okay, quick update. I have saved you the whole process of showing you how I took the ribs out of the pressure cooker and basically cut them up into the bony segments. Also, the turkey which I took out, I put on the tray anyway as an experiment, I suppose. And I also coated it with the honey and garlic and gingery and balsamic mix and soy sauce. So they're all going to bake out nicely, and hopefully, instead of being very moist from the pressure cooker, have a nice tasty kind of slightly harder crust. I'm sure you all I did was basically spoon it on. I have no special brush, so you know, for all of you guys who are basically disheartened by the fact you don't have a brush, don't worry about it. I guess, I don't know, this is the first time I've done this, so, well, fingers crossed. Well, this is my empty pressure cooker. As you can see, I did add a bit of soy sauce, actually, to the meat and stuff. All that was basically accumulate at the bottom, and didn't really do much. So I've got this soup, which I might basically use, if I was using mashed potatoes, this would be perfect just to make it a bit more kind of, give it some flavor, for example. Okay, so these babies have been in there about 15 minutes. So basically they've gone from being a kind of moist pressure cooker to something more baked. Yeah? Okay, so I've taken my ribs out of the oven, put them on this plate next to my boiled potatoes and salty water. Nothing complicated. But I have to say, when I took out these ribs from the oven with my fork and then licked my fork, I really tasted the honey and the garlic and the ginger. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to open up these potatoes now. Okay, bear in mind, I'm not a chef. This is the first time I've made a video. So don't criticize me too much on how bad I am. Well, you can obviously do, because you know people want to learn. But yeah, so yeah. Okay, so actually, I'm going to mash these up with my fork here because I like mine mashed. That's how I like my potatoes. Slightly mashed. You'll see why in a second. Yeah. Then, well, I basically have the broth from the pressure cooker, my handy little pot of a spout. I knew this would come in handy one day. And I'll just kind of pour on the sauce on the potatoes. Hell yeah. I'm guessing it's got some of the broth from the turkey wings I added. I'm not going to eat those today. I'll probably just put them in the fridge and have a happy lunch sometime. Okay. Okay, so I'll try this now. I always think, like, when people make these videos, are they just like pretending to enjoy their food because they cooked it and it's a video? I don't know. Well, it's really hot, so I'll make it smaller so it cools down a bit quicker. Bear in mind, I've drank quite a lot, and it is like I took these out at 1 a.m. and it's now like 6 past 1. Yeah, it's good. It's great. Obviously, the ribs, the potatoes, they cook. They are the chefs, not me. Ribs are just tasty. Okay. Obviously, I've got some pepper. You can always see this in videos. Wow, that's some pepper. But funny story. Went to a TK Maxx today to buy some hot sauce. I usually get Half Moon Bay extremely hot sauce with like pepper extract. I got this instead because it wasn't there. It's a Melinda's Ghost sauce, not advertising. Yeah. So yeah, I would just drip this on instead of having like an actual sauce or barbecue sauce. It's actually really hot. Anyway, I'm not going to spend too much time blabbing on, because when I look for a cooking video, I really don't want to have to spend like half an hour watching something. People just blab on. I'm blabbing on. This is my first video, so bear in mind. I really hope my future ones will be shorter. Hot sauce, potato, and some ribs. Moist, a bit fatty. These are some fatty ribs. Tastes great, It's quite good. I like this sauce because usually hot sauces just have like a big opening at the top, and it's like it splurges out. This one has like a nice little hole, so you kind of drop it on, which saved my. I'm not the best speaker. I have to practice. Thanks for being patient. If you watch my video, then great. Yeah, enough about me. What about you? So yeah, everyone's got like great recipes. Don't be shy. Okay, it's me again, listening to some smooth jazz. I just wanted to say I put my food, leftover food, in bowls and covered them in the cling film, which probably wasn't a great idea because it kept the heat in and it's going to take longer to cool down, and I want to put it in the fridge as soon as possible. So just put your leftover food in nice cool bowls, and once it's cooled down, put the cling film on. Yeah? Makes sense, right? Cling film might keep in some heat. Once again, thanks for watching. It's my first cooking video. I'll probably delete this once I get better. I really like watching all you guys cooking. This is how I made my first one. It was really bad. I gave you no measurements. Wait a sec, low battery, dismiss. Okay, yeah, so measurements, well, I just, a couple of teaspoons of honey, 3 cloves of crushed garlic, like this amount of ginger, grated finely, not too much because it's quite strong. It's like a dash of balsamic vinegar, it's for added flavour and some kick.